Hey guys, Dr. Torado, your West New York chiropractor. Not wearing a tie today. Hope everybody's well. Today I wanted to talk about in between patients here, and I just wanted to do a quick video to people out there. I had a couple of requests for this video, so I thought maybe I might as well just kind of put it out there. It really has to do with are tall people more likely to have back pain? Some people think it's a myth. Some people, don't think it's a myth. But here's the bottom line. There are many risk factors for back pain that you can actually control. Things like your weight, things like your overall posture, even the position that you sleep can really help, to determine whether or not you're going to get back pain. But something like your height, unfortunately, it's not something that you could really control, but it really can influence your risk of suffering with back pain overall. And you know that most adults, right, are going to have the same number of vertebrae inside their spine, regardless of their height, regardless of their age. But those vertebrae, are generally larger in people that are taller in size, right? So despite the size increase, taller people are going to be more prone to back pain, period. That's the bottom line. And I don't like saying that, but it's true. More taller people do experience lower neck pain. They also experience lower back pain. It's mostly in part because, the size increase may not always be proportional, may not always be a proportional one. So in other words, it can sometimes be simply like a mechanical problem. A person that's taller is going to have longer limbs, and longer limbs are going to mean, longer levers in the body. And although a vertebrae, it's a lot larger in terms of height in a taller person, the problem is there's not always a proportional increase in the width, which is what makes it a lot harder for core muscles to kind of resist the effects of some of these long levers. So taller people actually may be more prone to these kind of postural problems, these postural dysfunctions. And sometimes you'll find that the muscles inside their body that help support the spine are going to be completely out of whack, and those muscles are going to be completely out of balance also, right? So particularly in the cases where some of these taller people are forced to slouch because they're talking to shorter guys like me, or it's also in situations where they have to use their computer for long periods of time, or they've got to sit inside, let's say, a cramped chair for too long. The bottom line is this world really it's not really ideal. There aren't ideal conditions for tall people, and for like sitting at your workstation for long periods of time. Maybe even your home space might not be completely ideal it might not be set up properly if you're a tall person. Your bed may be uncomfortable. Might not be suited for your height also. And maybe even your car. Things like your car may not be suited to your height, so that you're able to use each without having to resort to some type of crazy posture, that's putting tremendous strain on your spine, or on your back and your neck. So, the bottom line is the fact is that tall men and tall women are actually just about 44% more likely to have lower back pain. And, that's the reality. So if you're tall, you're probably going to be a little bit out of luck because, you can't change your height, right? But what you can do is you can relieve your back pain. So that's what I would just want to talk about right now for a little bit. So here's some advice that you should take to heart, right? So prolonged sitting, let's just talk about that for a second. Sitting in a chair for a long period of time, that's going to put a tremendous amount of strain on your lower back, right? Called the lumbar region, right? Lower back is called the lumbar region of your spine. And a lot of times that strain is often compounded by improper ergonomics, sitting, like for example, like working at a workstation. You might have an improper desk chair at your job. You might have an improper desk height at your job. That's why what's so popular nowadays are these things by Veridesks, where the desk will if you don't want to sit down all day, you can stand up and work at your desk. They're calling sitting down at your desk, they're actually calling it like the new cancer. Can you imagine that? That's how dangerous sitting at a desk can actually be. Things like slouching, when you're standing talking to people. Texting is also horrible. People are suffering with things called text neck. They're getting herniated discs inside their neck just from texting for such a long period of time. Working on the computer while you're sitting, talking again to shorter people all day long, holding your head forward, and, like kind of like this, right? Because you always have to look forward and down at people. Rounding your shoulders, all make matters inside your neck and your lower back completely worse. Because the bottom line is that this can really overstretch a lot of your spinal ligaments, and it can strain your discs in your spine. And sometimes, just sometimes, it can be so bad that it could actually cause a disc bulge or a herniation, specifically inside the neck area or inside the lower back area, right? Or specifically more in the L5-S1 region of your lower back, called your lumbar region, right? And so over time, this stuff, things like this actually wreak havoc with your spine and most definitely cause long-term chronic back and neck pain, right? And sometimes it's things that you have to live with. So you have to learn how, sometimes if you're going to live with these things, sometimes you have to learn how to manage these things properly. So if you're tall, it's extremely important to just change your lifestyle a bit, just a bit, not completely, to kind of protect your spine. You've got to be a little bit more careful than the average shorter person. So for example, at your job, you might want to set up your workstation, to fit your height, make a height a little bit more manageable for you. And the same also applies to your seat at your job, right? You want to make sure that your seat is properly fitted for your height at your job. And then when you leave the job, you're going to jump inside your car and sit in traffic for a few hours. Driving can also be problematic because there might be problems with your seat. Not only are you sitting in that one position in your car for extended periods of time, but you're also using things like the steering wheel, right? You're using the brake, and you're using the accelerator, the gas pedal, and the stopping pedal. Or if you're driving a stick shift, which most people don't drive a manual car anymore. But even if you're driving a stick shift, I find that taller people have a harder time and they have more problems from driving a manual car. So, when driving with poor posture, especially in a car with these types of problems, this can actually lead to lower back pain. It can cause a stiff neck. It can cause sore shoulders. It could even cause foot cramps and a whole lot more. The list goes on forever. But if you already suffer from back pain, and let's say you already have made some of these necessary changes, things to your lifestyle, you've made some changes to your driving habits, then things that you can do for back pain could be something as simple as a high quality heating pad that you can buy at a CVS or a Walgreens. Instead of buying one of these $10 ones, maybe you can buy something for $20 or $30, right? Some of these heating pads are a lot more effective, right? Some of these things can really work wonders when you're feeling stiff at the end of the day, or if you're lying down, if you're lying down, you want to put a heating pad on your back at the end of the day, that's very helpful also. Sometimes at the end of the day, lying down on your back on the hard floor with your legs up at 90 degrees on a chair, that's also going to help relax your back. And it's also going to take a lot of pressure off of the lumbar discs and also your cervical discs. Things like stretching daily, it's going to be really important. Doing core exercises, for example, nothing crazy, just things like maybe planks in the morning, maybe doing some push-ups can also really be a big help to the back and also to your neck. And of course, occasional visits over to yours truly, your chiropractor. I mean, really, all kidding aside, whenever you're feeling stiff or you're feeling sore, go to your chiropractor for a manipulation, for an adjustment inside your spine, just to kind of get things moving all over again, and to take care of these restrictions inside your spine that are preventing pain and discomfort. So obviously going to your chiropractor while you're a little sore, and not waiting until you're in a lot of pain, is probably the best thing. You want to just kind of go, you never really want to go before the problem gets to be too big. So I think that's about it, right? That's it for today. That's all I wanted to talk to you about. I hope this has helped out a lot of people. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to just shoot me over a message. Again, if you like this video or videos like this, I want you to just press like at the bottom, okay? Or if you really liked it, what you can do is, or if you know a friend that might be suffering with some lower neck pain or some lower back pain, and let's say they're a tall person like we were discussing today, I want you to share this with one of your friends, because it's important, because not everybody knows where to go for help. So if you want more videos like this, then I'd like you to subscribe here, or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel for videos, because when you subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'll actually have, whenever I create a video, the new videos will be sent directly to your inbox, okay? So take care. I hope this has helped you out. This is Dr. Jason Tirado, your West New York chiropractor, and have a great day. Bye-bye.